Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. The chapter what we are discussing is about animal kingdom under CET NEET topic. So we are in the third worksheet where we have already discussed around 20 different questions. We will move to the next question, question number 21. Take out your worksheet. Okay, before that, in the previous class I have asked to complete one home assignment. Did you remember? Do you remember? Yes? Tell me, what is that? Tornaria. It is the larva of, I asked, Tornaria is the larva of Hemichordata. Okay, that was the question I asked. The Tornaria is larva of which phylum? That is Hemichordata. Example for Hemichordata, that is Balanoglossus. So the larva of the Balanoglossus, that is Tornaria particularly. Okay, next question number 21. Which fish has an electric organ which produces the electricity? So around 220 volts. Okay, so 1 torpedo, 2 pristis, 3 trigon, 4 carcharodon. So torpedo is the electric ray fish. Of course, it is a carnivorous fish, means flesh eating fish. They are the electric fish, electric ray fish, which belongs to class Chondrichthyes. Okay, so it stuns or kill its prey with the electric shock, okay, from its electric organs. They have electric organs. So these electric organs are nothing but modified muscles. What are the electric organs? They are nothing but the modified muscles, okay, which generate an electric discharge or an electric current from mild, say 8 volts to up to 220 volts. Okay, so that is the option 1, torpedo. Option 2 is pristis. It is a sawfish, or also called as the carpenter fish, because of its snout appears like a saw, garagasa. Option 3 is trigon. It is commonly called as stingray fish. Carcharodon, it is the great white shark. So all the 4 options belongs to class Chondrichthyes, means they are all cartilaginous fishes. We will move to question number 22. Which type of scales are found on the skin of cartilaginous fishes? I explained in the previous session itself. These are the placoid scales. So in cartilaginous or in Chondrichthyes fishes, placoid scales are present, which are directed backwards, backwardly directed. Then cycloid, ctenoid and ganoid scales, this also we have discussed, are observed in bony fishes, that is in Osteichthyes. Okay, students, we will move to the next question. See, ganoid scales are nothing but the rhomboid scales because of their rhomboid shapes. Question number 23. Bony fishes are 1. Marine, 2. Freshwater dwelling, 3. Estuary dweller, or 4. Both 1 and 2. So bony fishes, they are present in both marine water as well as in fresh water. So the option is both 1 and 2, that is option 4. Bony fishes, these are the Osteichthyes. They are having streamlined body, boat shaped, which offer minimum resistance while they are traveling in the water body. So whereas cartilaginous fishes, they are the Chondrichthyes, they are the marine fishes only. Okay, so bony means both marine as well as fresh water. This is one of the difference between bony fishes and cartilaginous fishes. Question number 24. Which one of the following belongs to class Osteichthyes? ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ Osteichthyes bony fishes ಗೆ belongs? A sea urchin, B sea horse, C flying fish, D sawfish, E dogfish. ಯಾವುದು? Yes, C flying fish. Flying fish is Exocetus. Then seahorse, Hippocampus, it is also a bony fish. Exocetus, flying fish, bony. Seahorse, it is, seahorse means it lives in marine forms, isn't it? Exocetus also marine, isn't it? Then sawfish, Pristis, dogfish, Scoliodon, sea urchin. Sea urchin is not a fish, it is a echinoderm. Okay? Sea urchin, it belongs to class phylum Echinodermata. Then sawfish and dogfish belongs to class Chondrichthyes. Seahorse and flying fish Osteichthyes. So that is option 1, which says that B and C are bony fishes. Sea urchin is the echinus, belongs to phylum Echinodermata and class Echinoidea. Class Echinoidea, note down. That is sea urchin. Scientific name is Echinus. Scientific name is Echinus. So hippocampus means this belongs to phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata, then division Gnathostomata having jaw, superclass Pisces and class Osteichthyes. So seahorse is a scientific name Hippocampus. Flying fish kuda same, Exocetus is the scientific name. Sawfish is scientific name Pristis. It belongs to class Chondrichthyes. Mattondu dogfish, the scientific name Scoliodon, also belongs to class Chondrichthyes. We will move to question number 25. Air bladder is dash. Hydrostatic organ of bony fish, excretory organ of the mammals, respiratory organ of birds, respiratory organ of reptiles. Enadu? Air bladder is. Air bladder also called as swim bladder. So it regulates buoyancy. Buoyancy andre ಏನು? Helps for floating. Okay. So air bladder is present in cartilaginous fishes or Chondrichthyes. So these fishes have to swim continuously in order to avoid sinking. Okay. So air bladder is absent in bony fishes. Air bladder is present in bony fishes, but absent in case of cartilaginous fishes. So the cartilaginous fishes or Chondrichthyes, they have to swim constantly in order to avoid sinking. So the right option is option 1. Question number 26. Air bladder is in a fish helps in, just now we discussed. One is hydrostasis. Okay. So helps for buoyancy. Another one, it also helps for respiration as well as sound production. So all the 3 are correct. So the right option is option 4. So this air bladder, in case of bony fishes, it is present in bony fishes, right? And it arises from the gut, the alimentary canal, is associated with respiration, hydrostasis, as well as sound production and audition. This for audition. Okay. Sound production. So next question number 27. Branch of biology dealing with the study of fishes is called as. Yes, you are correct. It is ichthyology, because ichthyos means fishes. Piscology nothing. Ornithology means it is a branch of biology which deals with the study of birds. Torpedology means it is the study of skates and rays. Torpedology study of rays and skates. Next, question number 28. Read the following statements and find out the correct statement. A. Urinary bladder is absent in fishes. B. Gambusia fish eradicates mosquito larva. C. Ampulla of Lorenzini present in dogfish act as thermoreceptors. D. Electric organs are modified muscles. Which is the correct statement? Urinary bladder is absent in fishes, as urinary bladder is present in amphibians. Urinary bladder fish is absent in fish, fishalilla, are present in amphibians. Next, Gambusia is a carnivorous fish. So it is introduced into the fresh into the drinking water bodies because it eradicates the mosquito larva. Okay, and it was introduced in such places where the malaria is more prevalent. So when you introduce the Gambusia fish, it eats the mosquito larva, it eradicates the mosquito larva, okay, and helps to control malaria. Now, ampulla of Lorenzini is present in dogfish. Is present in dogfish. That is in Scoliodon. Okay. So it is receiving the information of any fluctuation in temperature. ತಾಪಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಆಂಪ್ಯುಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಲೊರೆನ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿರೋದು? ಅದು ಶಾರ್ಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿರೋದು, ಸ್ಕಾಲಿಯೋಡಾನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಆದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನಿ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್, then these ampulla of Lorenzi, they act like thermoreceptors. They can detect the temperature, so they are thermoreceptors. Okay. So next is electric organ in torpedo, that is electric ray fish are nothing but the modified muscles. So all the four options are correct. So the right option is answer 4, A, B, C and D. Move to question number 29. The fish which shows parental care is, ಯಾವ fish parental care ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ? 1 hippocampus, 2 gambusia, 3 labeo, 4 scoliodon. ಯಾವುದು? So answer is the hippocampus. It is the seahorse where the male bears what? It's a brood pouch in which the female lays their eggs. A brood pouch na ಒಳಗಡೆ female lays their eggs. So until this egg get hatched out, ಮರಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುವ ತನಕ, so ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಆ egg it will remain inside the pouch. That means here the male seahorse shows the parental care. In case of human beings, usually the female is the individual. In majority of the animal kingdom, the majority of the female animals, they shows the parental care, but there are some exceptions. Here the seahorse, the hippocampus, the male is having the brood pouch and in which the female lays the eggs, and male will carry those eggs until it get hatched. Okay. So male shows the parental care. Very interesting. Question number 30. So gambusia is nothing but introduced into the drinking water, introduced to eradicate the mosquito larva to control the malaria. Then labeo is a rohu fish, it is a bony fish. Okay. So it is can be used for eating purpose, edible. And Scoliodon, it is the dogfish, belongs to Chondrichthyes. Heart, next 30 question number 30. Heart in amphibians is 1. 2 chambered with 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. 2. 3 chambered with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. 3. 3 chambered with 1 auricle and 2 ventricles. 4. 4 chambered with 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. Many times we discussed, there is no doubt in this, I think. 2 auricles and 1 ventricles. So 3 chambered with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle, option 2. Question number 31. Which of the feature is not present in the amphibia? Amphibiaದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಚರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. 1. Scales are present. 2. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs for locomotion. 3. Eyes have eyelids. 4. Organisms are cold-blooded. ಯಾವುದು? Not present. Scales ಇಲ್ಲ amphibians ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Skin is smooth and slippery. Scales are absent. It is smooth. Scales ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ರಫ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ 1. ಓಕೆ. Okay, next. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs for locomotion. A pair of 4 limbs and a pair of hind limbs. Eyes, of course, have eyelids. Then organisms are cold-blooded or poikilotherms. In some amphibians, the scales are present, but these scales are present which are hidden beneath the skin. Skin na ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ scales. For example, in amphibians, a group of amphibians called as caecilians. The group of amphibians called as caecilians. ಅದು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾವನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, but it is not ಹಾವು. It is belongs to order Apoda under class Amphibia. So caecilians are the amphibians which are having scales hidden beneath the skin. Okay, question number 32. Which of the following is true for all the amphibians without any exceptions? All have tail? No. Only the order Urodila, tailed amphibians, they have tail. Excretion by kidneys? Yes. In all the amphibians, the excretion takes place by pair of kidneys. Then alimentary canal and urinary and reproductive tract open into different chambers to the exterior. No, they all open into the common chamber. We have discussed, that is the cloacal chamber, which opens into the exterior through an aperture or the opening that is called as cloacal aperture. Then question number option 4. Heart is 3 chambered with the 2 ventricles. No, it is also not correct. With the heart is 3 chambered with the 2 auricles and a single ventricle. So the right option is the option 2. Coming to question number 33. Warty. Rough and dry skin is characteristic of warty. So ಬೊಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ವಾಟಿ. ದೆನ್ ರಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೈ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಸ್ಕಿನ್. ಯಾವುದಲ್ಲಿ? ಟೋಡಲ್ಲಿಯ, ಫ್ರಾಗಲ್ಲಿಯ, ಇಕ್ತಿಯೋಫಿಸಲ್ಲಿಯ? ಬೋತ್ 1 and 2. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೋಡ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಆನ್ಸರ್ 1. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ರಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ರೈ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ with brown spotted dorsal surface, okay, and pale ventral surface in case of toad. Ventral surface ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ? ಪೇಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಡಲ್ ಕಲರ್. ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ? ದ ಡಾರ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್, ಇದು ಸ್ಪಾಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ. Then frogs, they have moist, smooth and slimy skin. Body of the ichthyophysis is covered by also slimy skin, but the skin of the toad is dry and rough and warty. So the correct option is option 1. Question number 34. Poison secreting parotid glands occurs in. Parotid glands and the poison secreting gland ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ? 1 ichthyophysis, 2 rana, 3 buffo, 4 salamandra. Answer is 3 buffo. What is that buffo? It is a toad. It possesses a pair of large parotid glands that produce milky poisonous fluid. It produces milky poisonous fluid. So it acts like a defense. It acts like a protective organ. In case of bufo, that is in toad. So parotid glands present at the cheek region. Okay, it secretes poisonous fluid. So right option is the option 3. Ichthyophis is limbless amphibian, Rana is Anura, tailless amphibian, Bufo is also tailless amphibian, but salamander, it is a tailed amphibian. So question number 35 next. Axolotl is the larva of 1. Silkworm, 2. Ambystoma, 3. Amphioxus, 4. Roundworm. ಯಾವುದರದ್ದು ಲಾರ್ವಾಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕ್ಸೋಲೋಟಲ್ ಲಾರ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಓದಿದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ 35ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 2, Ambystoma. So Ambystoma belongs to the order Urodela of the amphibians. So the larva of the Ambystoma, it is called as axolotl larva. So this larva shows a phenomena important is called as pedogenesis, means the larva shows sexual reproduction. That means larva is matured like adults. So the larva shows a phenomena called as pedogenesis. Larva shows a phenomena called as pedogenesis. That means this larva, it is sexually matured. Larva is sexually matured. It is showing the adult characters. Usually the adults are sexually matured. The larva itself is sexually matured. It's called as pedogenesis. So larva shows sexual reproduction. So they shows what? Sexual reproduction. That is in case of axolotl larva. Axolotl larva. Got my point, students? Next. Silkworm is nothing but the larva of the silk moth. Amphioxus, Amphioxus is also the lancelet worm, or also belongs to Branchiostoma, correct? Amphioxus is good alla. So Ammosit larva, it is the larva of Petromyzon or Myxine that you have studied, isn't it? So the larva of the lamprey, it is called as axolotl larva, Ammosit larva. So this Ammosit larva is similar to that of Amphioxus, which belongs to Cephalochordata. So it acts like a connecting link between Cephalochordata and cyclostomes. So okay, adu iga important alla. Next, roundworms. What are roundworms? When you cut the worm, it appears round in its cross sections, hence they are called as the roundworms or Aschelominthes phylum. So we will move to the next question, that is question number 36. So we have completed up to 35, next is the question number 36. Okay, amphibian with no teeth in jaw is, amphibian with no teeth in the jaw is 1. Salamandra, 2. Bufo, 3. Rana, 4. Ichthyophis. Yeah, answer is 2. Bufo. In toads, the Bufo, teeth are absent in both the jaws. Teeth are absent in both the jaws. Now remember this. Okay. Next, coming to question number 37. Ambystoma shows 1. Pedogenesis, 2. Neoteny, 3. Both 1 and 2, and 4. None of the above. None of these. So the right option is the option 3, both 1 and 2, because pedogenesis is the phenomena of sexual reproduction in larva. So that is, larva becomes sexually matured. Similarly, neoteny means it is the retention of larval characters in sexually mature individual. So retention of larval character in sexually matured individual. Retention of larval characters in sexually matured individuals. It is called as neoteny. It is called as neoteny. It's called as neoteny. So ambystoma, it is a Urodila, belongs to class Amphibia. It shows both pedogenesis as well as the neoteny. Okay, next. So the right option is both 1 and 2, that is option 3. Question number 38. All of them are characters of reptiles except ಎಲ್ಲವೂ reptileಗಳ character ಆದರೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು? One, lizards shed their scales as skin cast. True. Then scutes are present on their body. Yes, it is also true. Bony plates or scutes. Then heart is 3-chambered in all reptiles. No. Heart is 4-chambered in crocodiles, because crocodiles are more evolved among the other members of the reptiles. Option 4, they are poikilotherms. Yes, of course, they are cold-blooded. Their body temperature tends to change according to the surrounding or the ambient temperature. We move to question number 39. Which among the following has 4-chambered heart? ಇದು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ 4-chambered heart ಇದೆ? 1, Vipera, 2, Crocodylus, 3, Testudo, 4, Hemidactylus. Okay, Vipera means it is a viper snake, Kannadi how. It belongs to the suborder Ophidia. Suborder Ophidia. Ophidia. To this suborder Ophidia, what belongs? Vipera belongs. And class Reptilia. And they possess 3-chambered heart. Now, coming to Crocodylus, it possesses 4-chambered heart, crocodile. Testudo, it is nothing but the tortoise, belongs to the order Chelonia. Testudo belongs to order Chelonia. Order Chelonia. Order Chelonia. Okay. Bangaras, that is crate snake, Kattehau. It belongs to the superorder Ophidia. It belongs to Ophidia. This also same suborder Ophidia. Okay, to which the Vipera belongs. Okay, then Crocodylus means, of course, they are the crocodiles, possess 4-chambered heart. Question number 40. Okay, Testudo is the tortoise, Hemidactylus is the wall lizard, Hemidactylus flaviviridis students we have studied in the reptiles. Then which among the following is an example of possessing 3-chambered heart? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಯಾವುದು 3-chambered heart ಇರ್ತದೆ. 1, alligator, 2, Testudo, 3, Chelone, 4, Bangaras. The right option is the alligators. Testudo is a tortoise, Chelone is a turtle, Bangaras is the crate snake, possess 3-chambered heart. But alligator belongs to the order Crocodilia. Alligator belongs to the order Crocodilia. Order Crocodilia. Okay, to which the crocodiles also belongs to. Next, Gavialis, it is also like crocodile only. 4th one, salamander, salamander. Now, how do you distinguish between crocodile, alligator, then Gavialis and salamandra? Let me write this in the form of a chart. ಕ್ರೊಕೊಡೈಲ್, ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಅಲಿಗೇಟರ್, ಗೇವಿಯಾಲಿಸ್. ಗೇವಿಯಾಲಿಸ್. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ salamandra. So crocodiles, they are more aggressive and dangerous to man. More aggressive and dangerous to man. Whereas alligators, they are the less aggressive. They are the less aggressive animals. Alligators. So alligators means they are the less aggressive and attacks only when provoked. Less aggressive and attacks only when provokes or provoked. ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾದರೂ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಉಪದ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಗೇವಿಯಾಲಿಸ್ ಈಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಿಶ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ narrow throat. They eat only fish because of narrow throat. Then salamandra. Salamandra means it is not dangerous. Salamandra is not at all dangerous. Not dangerous. So you see the snout of crocodiles. See, the snout is moderately long and pointed. Snout moderately long and pointed. In case of alligator, snout is broad and rounded. Snout is broad and rounded. In case of Gavialis, snout very long and slender. Very long and slender. Okay. Then in case of Salamandra, there is no snout at all. So this is how one can distinguish between crocodile, alligator, Gavialis and as well as the salamandra. Next we will move to question number 42. Which among the is a living fossil? Living fossil ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಆ್ಯನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಜೀವಂತ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಉಂಟು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾಸಿಲ್. ಯಾವುದು? 1 ಹೈಡ್ರೋಫಿಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ 1 ಆರ್ಕಿಯೋಪ್ಟೆರಿಕ್ಸ್, 3 ಸ್ಪಿನೋಡಾನ್, 4 ವೈಪೆರಾ. ಸ್ಪಿನೋಡಾನ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ರಿಂಕೋಸೆಫಾಲಿಯಾ. ಸ್ಪಿನೋಡಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ತುವತಾರ and possess a pineal gland or a third eye. Okay. So they retains the characters of reptiles. So they are called as the living fossil. Stem reptiles, very old reptiles. Okay. So Hydrophysis is a snake. Okay. Hydrophysis is a snake. Okay. Archaeopteryx is the connecting link between birds and reptiles. ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ನಡುವೆ ಒಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಆರ್ಕಿಯೋಪ್ಟೆರಿಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಏವಿಯನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅವುಗಳಿರೋ ಬರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಹಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಬಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಉದ್ದ ಬಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಬೀಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀತ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತು ವೆರಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಿಂಗರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ತುಂಬ ರಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್, ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಕೇಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ reptilian characters. So they both have the characters of reptiles as well as the characters of birds. So that is about the Archaeopteryx. It is commonly called as the living fossil. So Sphinodon, it belongs to the order Rhynchocephalia. Sphinodon. Sphinodon belongs to order Rhynchocephalia. Belongs to the order Rhynchocephalia. Note down. Rhynchocephalia. And class Reptilia. Class Reptilia, order Rhynchocephalia. So it is commonly called as Tuatara. ಏನು ತಾರ? Tuatara. Tuatara. And they possess a third eye. Okay, so they retains the characters of ancient reptiles. Okay, they retains the characters of ancient reptiles. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ರಿಂಕೋಸೆಫಾಲಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೆಪ್ಟೀಲಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಈ ತುವತಾರ. ಅದರ ಆ್ಯನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದೆ, ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳಿದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾಸಿಲ್. Then question number 43. So question number 43, that is study of lizards is known as 1. Saurology, 2. Serpentology, 3. Ophiology, 4th one ornithology. ಯಾವುದು? Study of lizards is known as saurology is the study of lizards. Option 1. Serpentology is the study of snakes. Ophiology kuda study of snakes. Ornithology is the study of birds. Question number 44. Choose the correct statement. Lizards shows autotomy. Andrenu? Voluntary breaking of their tail to confuse the enemies. That is called as autotomy. So that tail can regenerate. Tail regenerates. Tail again regenerates. Then most lizards are oviparous. That is, most of lizards are oviparous, that are covered by shell. Okay, which are covered by shell. Poison gland in snakes are modified parotid glands. Are modified parotid glands. That is correct. Poison glands in poisonous snakes are modified parotid gland. And 4th one is all of the above. So all the 3 are correct. So the option is option 4. Question number 45. Which of the following is a viviparous lizard? 1. Uromastix, 2. Chameleon, 3. Hydrofish, 4. All of this. Which one of the following is a viviparous lizard? ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಸಾರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕ್ತದೆ ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್, ಆದರೆ ಮರಿ ಹಾಕುವ ಲಿಸಾರ್ಡ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ 2. Most lizards are oviparous, but chameleon, tree lizard, it is an exception. Okay. Then one more lizard, that is horn-toed lizard, because ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಸಾರ್ಡ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಮೈಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾರ್ನ್ ಥರ ಇದೆ, ಹಾರ್ನ್ ಮುಳ್ಳು ಮುಳ್ಳು ಥರ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿ ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಟೌಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಟೋಡ್, ದಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರೈನೋಸೋಮಾ. ಫ್ರೈನೋಸೋಮಾ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ನ್-ಟೋಡ್ ಲಿಸಾರ್ಡ್. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ವಿವಿಪೇರಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಮರಿ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸರಿಯಾ? ಸೊ ಇದು ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಲಿಸಾರ್ಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫ್ರೈನೋಸೋಮಾ, ಹಾರ್ನ್-ಟೋಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ Hydrophis, it is a snake. Okay. Question number 46. The sound producing organ of birds is called as 1. Larynx, 2. Syrinx, 3. Oropharynx, 4. Nasopharynx. Oro ಅಂದರೆ ಮೌತ್, ನೇಸೋ ಅಂದರೆ ನೇಸಲ್ ರೀಜನ್, ನೋಸ್. ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಬರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ? ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಿರಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ದ ಸೌಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ. ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇನ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. Syrinx produces a sound and is present in the region of bifurcation of trachea and bronchi. Trachea ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಂಡ್ ಪೈಪ್. ಈ ವಿಂಡ್ ಪೈಪ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಕೈ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಕೈ. ಸಿಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಕಸ್, ಇದು ಟ್ರಕಿಯಾ. ಆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡಿತದೆ, ಕವಲ್ ಹೊಡಿತದೆ, that region it has got a sound box that is called as syrinx. It's called as syrinx. Question number 47. Read the following statement and choose the correct characteristic features of aves. 1. Skin of birds have glands. 2. Air sacs helps in excretion. Then heart is having 3 auricle and 1 ventricle. Allah, heart is 4 chambered with 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. Skin of the birds have glands. So they only have a gland that is called as the oil gland at the base of the tail. Heart is air sacs helps in excretion. ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಯಾವ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೇ ಒಂದು ಟೇಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಏರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ 3 auricle ಅಲ್ಲ, 2 auricle ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 2 ventricle. 4th ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಪ್ರೀನ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೇಲ್. ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ preen gland it is also called as oil gland or sebaceous gland. Preen gland is also called as oil gland, also called as sebaceous gland or oil gland. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರೀನ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿರುವುದಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೇಲ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲುಬ್ರಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅದು ಆಯಿಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸರಿಯಾ? ಸೊ ಸೆಬೇಷಿಯಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸೋಕ್ರೈನ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ದಟ್ ಓಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಹೇರ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಓಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಸೆಬೇಷಿಯಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಹೇರ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. Okay, so sebaceous gland is a microscopic gland. It's an exocrine gland in the skin that opens into the hair follicle to the secrete an oily or say laxy material, okay, called as the sebum. So that is why it is called as sebaceous gland, which lubricates the skin and the skin of the mammals. So it lubricates the hair as well as the skin of the mammals. So that gland is called as the sebaceous gland. ಸೊ ಏವ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸೆಬೇಷಿಯಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅದರ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೇಲ್. ಸೊ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 48. ಚೂಸ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಂಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ? ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಚ್, ಈಗಲ್, ವೇಲ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟ್, ಪಿಜನ್, ಕ್ರೋ, ಕೈಟ್, ಪ್ಲಾಟಿಪಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾಂಗರು, ಪ್ಯಾರೆಟ್, ವಲ್ಚರ್, ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾರೋ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವಿಪೇರಸ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಚ್, eagle, whale. Whale is not a bird, whale is a mammal. Bat is a mammal. Then crow is a kangaroo is a mammal. Platypus is also mammal. So option is 3, that is parrot, vulture and sparrow. Question number 49. Largest living flightless bird is eagle, rhea, hummingbird, ostrich. So ostrich scientific name is Struthio. It is the belong to the superorder Ratitae. It is the largest living flightless birds. Ostrich. Ostrich ಎನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು, erase this. So ostrich, largest flightless birds, and it belongs to order Ratitae. Order Ratitae. Ratitae. Subclass Neo-orniths. Subclass Neo-orniths. Then it belongs to class Aves. Class Aves. Okay, next question number 50. All of the following avian characters are correct except ಎಲ್ಲ bird character correct ಆದರೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು. Bones do not have bone marrow. Bones have hollow bone marrow, that pneumatic bones which are filled with the air cavities. This already I explained during my theory classes. No bone marrow is present in them. So scales are present only in the hind limb region, correct. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಬಾಡಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೈಂಡ್ ಲಿಮ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಲೈಟ್. ಇನ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಟ್ರೋಫೈಡ್. ಎಟ್ರೋಫೈಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಜನರೇಟ್, ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ರೈಟ್ ಓವರಿ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಓವರಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದು, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬಾಡಿ ವೆಯ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್, ಬೀಕ್ ಪೊಸೆಸ್ ಹೋಮೋಡಾನ್ ಟೀತ್. ಬೀಕಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀತೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೋಮೋಡಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟೀತ್, ಹೆಟೆರೋಡಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೀತ್, ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀತ್. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಸರ್ಸ್, ಕೆನೈನ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೀಮೋಲಾರ್ಸ್, ಮೋಲಾರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದಾಡಿ ಹಲ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಕೋರೆ ಹಲ್ಲು ಅಂತ ಬಾಚಿ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳಂತೇವೆ, ಅದು ಹೆಟೆರೋಡಾಂಟ್ ಟೀತ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಹೆಟೆರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್, ಹೋಮೋಡಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀತ್. ಆದರೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀತ್ಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 4. So 51 and 52, okay 52, 51 we'll discuss later. 52, aves are ammonotelic, uricotelic, ureotelic, both 1 and 3. So excretory product in birds, aves is uric acid. So they are uricotelic. Urea ಆದರೆ ureotelic ಆಯಿತು, ammonia ಆದರೆ ammonotelic ಆಯಿತು. So uric acid, it is insoluble in water and it gets thus precipitated out, ದಪ್ಪ ದಪ್ಪ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. So uric acid means, uricotelic means discharging or excreting the uric acid. So uricotelic, it's very important to the land vertebrates and yake and shelled eggs, they lay shelled eggs. Why it is important to the land vertebrates? ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವುಗಳು ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಾಗ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಹೈಡ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ತೆಳ್ಳಗೆದ್ದು ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಹೋದರೆ ನೀರಿನ ಅಂಶದಿಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಪ್ಪನೇ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಫೀಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೇಷನ್. Next, question number 53. A mammal which lays eggs instead of giving birth to the offspring. Okay, ಯಾವುದು? Egg laying mammal, duck-billed platypus, option 3. Then point out the mammalian characters. Diaphragm, yes, ವಪೆ ಇದೆ. 4-chambered heart, ಹೌದು. 2 auricle, 2 ventricles. Lungs for respiration ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು. ಫಿನ್ಸ್, ಗಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ. Then gills illa. So the right option is option 1. Then comes to question number 55. The following statements regarding the mammals are correct except cloaca is present, cloaca illa. External ear pinna is present, non-nucleated RBC alli nucleus illa. Then excretion through urea, excreta through urea, ureotelic. So cloaca is absent in case of mammals. Cloaca ಅಂದರೆ it is a common opening, common chamber for the cloaca leads to the aperture that is called as the cloacal aperture, through which the gametes, the sex cells, as well as the egg sperms, that is sex cells, gametes, then the urine as well as the fecal matter, undigested fecal matter is discharged out of the body. That is the cloacal aperture. ಅದು ಇರೋದು ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 51. The vertebrae of birds are fused to form 1 pygostyle, 2 coccyx, 3 urostyle, 4 synsacrum. Now what is pygostyle? In birds there are 3 or 4 tailed vertebrae, tail nalli iruvanಥ vertebrae, okay, and it fuse to form a structure called as pygostyle, okay. Last tail region nalli iruvanಥ vertebral column is made up of vertebrae, individual ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದೀಗ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಆದರೆ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ ಹೀಗೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಟೇಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇನ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ 3 or 4 ಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಾ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್, 3-4 ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಟೇಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಾ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇನ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? So it helps for the attachment of the feathers. This pygostyle helps for the attachment of the feathers. ರೆಕ್ಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂಟಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ನಂತರ ಕಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? 4 or 5 coccygeal bones. Okay. 4 or 5 coccygeal bones in final segment of the vertebral column in humans and apes unite together to form a small vestigial tail bone that is called as coccyx. ಈ ಏಪ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಬೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕೆಲವು ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬೋನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಕಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ದೆನ್ ಯೂರೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಯೂರೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಬೋನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ vertebral column in some lower vertebrates, that is frogs ಮತ್ತು toads. ಈ frogs ಮತ್ತು toads ಅಲ್ಲಿ a very long bone ಇದೆ which is formed by the fusion of vertebrae, a base of vertebral column ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, that is called as urostyle. So pygostyle in case of birds, but it is urostyle in case of toads and frogs, and coccyx in case of apes as well as the human beings in case of mammals. Then what is synsacrum? Synsacrum, it is nothing but the fused bone. It is formed by the fusion of posterior thoracic, lumbar and anterior caudal vertebrae. Okay, synsacrum. Synsacrum is the bone which is formed by the fusion of posterior thoracic, lumbar and anterior lumbar and anterior caudal vertebrae. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಲಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಏವ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಥೊರಾಸಿಕ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ, posterior thoracic vertebrae ಇದು. Thoracic vertebrae is also called as the cervical vertebrae, ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಕ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು, ಥೊರಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಆ ತೊರ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಬೋನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ರೀಜನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೋನು ಅದು, ಮತ್ತು ಲುಂಬಾರ್ ಬೋನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲುಂಬಾರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೈನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಲೋವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೋನ್ ಲುಂಬಾರ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪೆಲ್ವಿಕ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾಡಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪೆಲ್ವಿಕ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್. Okay, so lumbar means spinal cord bones of lower back and the sacral or the pelvic bones. Lumbar ಮತ್ತೆ sacral bones, posterior thoracic vertebrae plus the lumbar bone plus the sacral bone plus the sacral bone and a few caudal vertebrae posterior thoracic. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೈನಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆನ್ನು ಮೂಳೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದು, there is a structure called as synsacrum which is formed by the fusion of certain bones, that is posterior thoracic bones. ಥೊರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವೈಕಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಕ್ ರೀಜನ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ರೀಜನ್. ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಥೊರಾಸಿಕ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲುಂಬಾರ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೋವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೋನ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಲ್ ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಲ್ವಿಕ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಸೊಂಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಬೋನ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಡಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಟೇಲ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ. ಈ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆಗಳು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬೋನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ವೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ birds light, so it is an adaptation for them in flying or flight. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? So the vertebrae of birds are fused to form it is structure called as the pygostyle. Okay, so vertebrae of birds are fused to form pygostyle. So 3 or 4 tailed vertebrae fuses to form single structure called as the pygostyle. So that is the option 1 is the right answer. So pygostyle is the bone. Actually ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 51 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೆ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಏನು ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್, ಕಾಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಸ್, ಯೂರೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆನ್ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಫ್ಯೂಷನಿಂದಲೇ ಆದದ್ದು ಬೋನ್ಸ್, ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಫ್ಯೂಷನಿಂದಲೇ ಆದಂಥ ಬೋನ್ಸ್. ಆದರೆ ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೇಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಇದು ಬೋನ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪೈಗೋಸ್ಟೈಲ್, ಟು ವಿಚ್ ದ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕೆಲವು ಬೋನ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲವೇ ಅವುಗಳು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿವೆ. ಸೊ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, 1 ಮತ್ತು 4. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 1. ಓಕೆ, so if there is any ambiguity in this question, we can eliminate this question because this is an extra question. Okay, it may not be very important for the exam point of view, so we may eliminate that question number 51. Okay, So question number 51 we may eliminate because that is not very important for the exam. So this is about the animal kingdom. So we have finished as many as questions possible, and few questions I may give you as a home assignment. Try to solve the questions, try to pick up the right answers, and note down all the important points I have written on the board, and take down also my lecture notes. So thank you students for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.